first strategy we're doing is the prediction chart for vocabulary. Okay, Brooke. So today we're going to do a prediction chart for the book I Will Always Write Back. Okay. The first word that you're going to write down is inflation. Do you know how to spell inflation?
Yes.
Good. The second word that you're going to write down is fortunate. So what do you predict about the word inflation when it comes to this book?
Something's gonna get bigger.
Okay. And why are you predicting that?
I am predicting that because you inflate a balloon and it gets bigger.
Okay. Good connection. Okay. So the word fortunate. What is your prediction about the word fortunate? What do you think it means in this book?
I think that fortunate means you're lucky.
Okay. And why do you feel that way?
Because my mom tells me I'm fortunate.
Okay. Good connection. Okay, we're going to save that for later. So go ahead and put that down after you finish your sentence.
Okay.
The second strategy we're doing is a KWL chart. Okay, so Brooke, we're going to focus on Africa. So what do you know about Africa? And whatever you know about that, I want you to put in the no chart.
I know it's a continent.
Okay.
And I know there's lots of animals there because I've been there.
Oh, okay. So you've been to Africa. So you know some stuff about it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So we'll leave that for now. Let's go to the want to know chart. What do you want to know about Africa?
I want to know what holidays they celebrate.
That's a good question. Hopefully we'll learn about that in this book.
And I also want to know what their day is like. Like my day, I go to school.
Okay, so a day in the life of Africans?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the last section is learned, but we'll finish that one later. So go ahead and put that down.
Okay.
The next thing we're going to do, our next segment is shared reading. So Brooke, you're going to read the book, and then we're going to work on your charts again, okay? So go ahead and start here.
Okay. My father used to surprise us with small gifts, perhaps a piece of paper from the factory, or a pen, or a coin for each of us to spend on a pack of peanuts. And he'd usually bring something for my mother to cook, greens or a bag of chicken feet. But these days he was mostly empty-handed. My dad used the word inflation to explain why we no longer ate bread, which rose in price overnight from $2 to $5.
Okay, we're going to stop there, Brooke, and I want you to grab your prediction chart.
Okay.
Now you can look back at the book if you need to, but what can you now say happened with inflation?
They don't have a lot of food.
Okay. What other things can you conclude?
Their money isn't worth as much, so they can't buy a lot of food.
Right. Okay, so the money and the food. So was your prediction correct with this?
Maybe.
Yeah, we can come back to that one. Go ahead and put your chart down, and we're going to keep reading. Read that next paragraph.
Back home, we'd gather around the fire to eat, sitting on stones or overturned cans made into stools. My mother dished our sadza, a cornmeal porridge that is our staple food. Sometimes we had collard greens, too, which were common and cheap. Chicken was a once-a-year Christmas treat. We'd get beans from time to time if our father could afford it, but lately it was mostly just sadza.
Okay, perfect. So I want you to grab your KWL chart. And we're going to focus on the learn section now. So I just want you to write one thing that you learned by just reading a little bit of that chapter.
So there's inflation in Africa.
Yeah. Way to use your prediction chart. And how do you know that?
Because their dad can't afford a lot of food anymore because of inflation.
Good. Okay. Is there anything else that you learned in that section
I guess
about Africa?
They celebrate Christmas.
Okay. So you learned you found out what you learned, you answered one of your questions for what you wanted to know. Good. So while we read, we'll keep filling out these charts and filling out words that we want to predict, okay?
Okay.
Okay.